All right, friends, I have returned. We are here. Are you guys ready to do some more twisting and assisting? I hope so. But if you're not, that's okay, because we still have a few minutes. Get up, get a nice stretch in, get some more water, get a little treat. Make sure you are cozy and ready to go for this run. Oh, excuse me. That last run was so crazy fast. Whew. Helix makes Monkey Ball and games like it just look so easy, and I know they're not, but whew, Helix just makes it look boom, 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 bang, easy, done, let's go. She is a master, and Chameleon Twist 2, while still fast, should have some slower moments. We'll be able to catch our breath just a little bit. Little snack obtained, let's go! What's your little snack? Can I be nosy? It's okay if you don't want to say it. Don't feel pressured. I don't think... Yeah, I don't have any little snacks for the moment. I might get one after this run, but I just finished eating lunch before we started, so I'm okay for the moment. Okay. So, Shuli, you said lemon as in like the person, right? Calcium lemon. But I thought you were just eating lemons for a moment. And I was like, I could bite into a lemon, but I don't think I would choose that for a snack. And so cucumbers, that is a much more normal snack. Yes, a cucumber. Did you put some salt on there or homemade chili? So, okay, I actually have a little bit of a story about chili, and don't let this deter you. I'm sure your chili is gonna be amazing. When I was a kid, my grandma made chili once, and it wasn't because of the chili, but I got really, really sick. Like the kind of sick where you're bedridden and you wake up and you're questioning if like you peed because you sweat so bad. Like I was very sick for like multiple days. And ever since that happened, I can't eat chili anymore. And I didn't like it that much to begin with because I don't like beans or tomatoes. So for me, chili was already kind of rough. But my parents had made chili and I was like, I don't think I can eat this. And they were like, oh, stop being dramatic, blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, like it's making me not feel good just to smell it. And my parents were like, okay, like you're not usually this dramatic, but are you like, come on. And so I sat down and I tried to eat the chili and my face, like my mom said I turned green and she was like, wait, she's not kidding. Oh no, like she is gonna be sick. So I don't eat chili anymore. And again, it totally unrelated, but now my body literally like just has the association and I get like ill around chili. So like my parents will make it and they'll call me up to be like, hey, does your husband want some chili? Because we'll put some in a container for him. Sorry, we don't have anything for you. It's so funny. But I hope your chili is delicious. I got Pavloved. I literally got Pavloved, yeah. Food trauma is so weird, right? It's like, what do you mean you ate it once, you got sick completely unrelated, but the sick was so bad that your body is like, it was the chili. Like, huh? It was the one food that when my parents would make it, they would make me something else after that though. Because like I said, I literally like turned green and they were like, oh, wait, she's not joking. Oh. But anyway, cucumbers with a little salt, great snack, a little refreshing. Nice and crisp, good texture, crunch, a little salt. It's a great snack. Now everyone's like, oh, I want the chili. And I'm like, man, it's too hot for like soups and chilies and stuff. Mainly raw bananas. So like, I gotta ask, why bananas? You know, like, for me, I love when banana is like cooked into something. Like I love banana bread, banana muffins. I love like banana smoothies. That's not cooked, but you know. But if I have to like bite into just a banana, I'm not happy. The texture of banana is very not good for my mouth. I've got the texture ick with some foods, and I have learned over the years that that's why I don't like bananas. Bad mouth feel. Yeah, yeah, they just do not love the texture. Okay, okay. So like it's something that you're fine with, and so you eat it when you're sick so that you're not eating like good food and having them tainted. That's okay. I can respect that. You work at a daycare. Oh my gosh. So the thing that was ruined for me at daycare was I was working in a preschool. I was like 14 years old, and I was in the toddler room, and lunch that day was tomato soup, cottage cheese, and goldfish. And I don't like tomato soup or cottage cheese. Tomato soup is because I just don't like tomatoes, and then cottage cheese is a textural disaster, right? But the toddlers, they holy raid! Holy raid! Holy raiders! We're talking about foods and textures and all those fun things. I hit raid instead of shout out again. I am such a bad. Why did I do that? Kids, stop raiding people. I have unrated. But yeah, anyway, it was grilled cheese, cottage cheese. I mean, not grilled cheese. There was no grilled cheese. It was tomato soup, cottage cheese, and goldfish. And the children mixed them together to make this awful combination. Okay. Goldfish crackers is a component in a recipe. Yeah, it, like I said, it was tomato soup, it was cottage cheese, it was goldfish. They mashed it together because they were 2 and under. And it was this, the smells, the textures, the everything was horrendous. Ugh. Anyway, I have heard that we are now ready to twist and assist the second. So I will go ahead and let us go to our quick intermission, but don't go anywhere. We'll have some chameleons right after this.
Thank you for calling the offices of Dayman. Please listen closely as our menu options have recently changed. For a directory of services, press 0 or choose from one of the following menu options. For Third Strike, press 1. For Street Fighter 6, press 2. For Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2, press 3. For Super Mario RPG randomizers, please press 4. For Extreme G or XGRA content, please press 5. For all other options, please press 0 or stay on the line and someone from our staff will be with you shortly. Interested in more Dayman content? You can check out his stream at twitch.tv/DaymanAha or twitch.tv/DaymanAAA.
Five, 4, 3. All right, everybody, we are here. We're back. We're ready to twist and assist. I've got Ama and Kefka here. Ama, could you go ahead and take it away?
Thank you very much. So I'm Amahumahaba, Ama for short. I run Chameleon Twist 2. This is my primary speed game, and I also do some Chameleon Twist as well, and a variety of other stuff. And we're going to run 100% today. And I have my good friend Kefka here in commentary.
Hello, everybody. Happy to be here. Happy to be commentating CT2 for you again. I've done this a few times, actually, at this point.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Greatly appreciated.
Always a good time.
And so...
All right, well, I was going to say, are you guys ready? Should we count it down?
Yeah, so timing starts when I select the chameleon. Do we have a chameleon picked, or do I just run one?
There was supposed to be a poll. I missed it. I was too busy talking about the horrors of cottage cheese and tomato soup.
Ah, fair.
So, let me run one. It'll be a quick 2-minute.
Cool.
It's just Jack, Fred, Linda, and Davy, right? You don't have black or white?
Correct.
Okay.
And if anyone wants to donate $50, I'll ignore the results of the poll.
Donate $50, pick your chameleon, and ignore the poll. I'm here for it.
I saw CJ say anything goes if it makes money, so...
You know, that's a great...
We'll stop the run and change characters.
Mid-run. Ooh, looks like people are liking the green, liking Jack.
No Fred right off the bat.
No, it's Jack and Arinda, which, if you've played the first game, is also Linda. I think it's very funny that, like, they weren't consistent with that one.
Right. They also changed the color, because Jack used to be blue. Or
Yeah,
no,
he
that's
was like
in
a
the
tealish color
American
before.
version, sorry. In the American version, the green and blue color swap for 2.
I mean, Fred in that version is like chartreuse, essentially.
I always call him Mango Fred because he just reminds me of a sliced open mango.
He's so good.
Yeah.
If no one else
Ooh,
votes, this might be
okay.
a first Jack showing at a marathon.
These are pretty close.
Jack got a lot of representation during record time, to be fair, though.
Oh, yep.
That's true.
But it has been a bit. This is always Fred territory, pretty much.
Well, our typical CT1 runner in Quill is a very big Fred fan, so...
Definitely a community favorite, too.
He's just sleepy, like all of us.
The fact that he's equally as good while that tired is truly is a testament to his power.
For real. All right, looks like we got Jack, so we got the green boy.
Alrighty. So we can do a countdown whenever, and I'll just I'll start on go.
All right, I think we're good. So you go ahead, count us down, and or Kefka, whomever.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So the first thing is I can't press a bunch of buttons during this cutscene because the game will automatically freeze. It's a very spaghetti-coded game, so if you press like 2 or more buttons during the cutscene opening, the game crashes. So we are going to be running 100%, which means I need to collect all of the crowns in every stage as well as the 1 carrot that is in every stage. So you're going to see a lot of me doing what's called slingshotting into the air and then falling. And what I'm doing is I'm using the momentum in the game to move to different death zones to warp between different areas. And so what you just saw there is I went for a power-up because 1 in 8 is a speed-up, and that allows me to save 8 seconds there by doing a different strat. It's not very good. I'm the only person that does it. It's a lot of gambling. And then we're just going to try to death warp here. And we're going to cruise along and get some more coins.
Yeah, a lot of this speed run is learning what those death planes are and how to get to them most efficiently. And as Amma said earlier, you'll be seeing a lot of slingshotting and parasoling going into them. And another thing to point out is you'll notice sometimes when Amma's in the air doing a lot of parasoling, he'll continually stick out his tongue repeatedly. And the reason for that is if you do that with tight enough timing, you preserve a lot of your momentum that you get from the initial slingshot.
Yep, every frame that your tongue isn't out, you're losing units of speed. So you want to make sure you have as few frames with the tongue in as possible.
That is such a satisfying swing right there, that big wide one.
It really is. That's a
It's just
fairly
very-
new discovery.
It's very aesthetic.
So
It is.
the other thing is in certain areas, I'll be doing repeated short tongues, and the reason for that is that the longer the tongue gets, the more lag it introduces into the game. This one's pretty tough.
Oh,
Very nice.
nice, dude.
So that's a really cool section that's very difficult.
Yeah, I've not seen that movement yet. That's very nice. That's very pretty.
So Rain teched that out, and I think it saves like 6 to 8 seconds over what we were doing. No matter what we do, the wind section has always been difficult, so it's nice to just save a little bit of time there. And this is one of those sections where I do shorter tongues, and that's actually to gain height from the wind. And the reason for that is if you retract on your tongue and you're too low above the ground, you will lose your momentum when you land. So with a little bit of extra height, you can keep any momentum when you hit the ground. Oh. Whoops.
Goodbye.
So we don't want to do that. No, I haven't learned that strat yet, Run. It looks pretty tough, but I am going to try it out at some point. So this stage is probably the least RNG heavy of the stages, except for the final stage, because with the 1 in 8 power-ups, usually you want to get speed ups all through the stage so you run faster. And then at the end of this stage, that's not good. There's actually another power-up in the boss fight, and we're going to grab that, hoping to get a 2x or a 3x, which will multiply the projectiles that we have so that we can kill the boss faster.
I gotta say the boss design in 2 is like chef's kiss.
Oh, I love it. This is the hardest coin in the game, probably. Because you have to drop to a certain height while also trying to keep your movement going, so to do that fast is pretty tough.
Good thing it's early in the run then, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. Oh, not going for that. Alright, so now we're going to enter into the mushroom, the maraca shroom fight, I guess I'll call it. It's a really, really neat boss. And so the big modifier makes that the shots, the projectiles are large and that they'll pass through normal enemies. And as is, you can only kill the mushroom without a multiplier in 3 cycles. He has 1 life too much to kill in 2 cycles. And so at the end of every stage, it's going to say you are perfect if you collected all the coins in the carrot, and you unlock a costume.
You are perfect. I love the motivation.
It's a very supportive game. This category is... This is my favorite speedrun of all speedruns of all games. It's super easy to get into. There's like 2 difficult tricks, and you don't have to do them. There's not a lot of huge time saves for advanced strats. They're closer to like 5 or 6 second time saves. So you can get into this fairly easy. It's a very great starting category for Chameleon Twist games. Because there's not as much death warping as there is in any percent, where you need to go to collect every coin. And it's a lot of just really smooth movement, which I think is really fun. I don't know how this is going to work. I've never gone this low. Okay.
Yeah, that worked out.
I love all of the food enemies.
Oh, they're great. So, they'll also be themed after the stage that they're in, so this is Carnival Land. I don't remember what those things are called. The little donut things, I think they're like a squid ball kind of thing.
Oh, takoyaki.
I think that's the one, yeah. And so fortunately, even in the US version, which we're not playing, they still preserve a lot of that Japanese influence, which is really cool. And now we have probably one of the harder spots to learn for any new player is this carousel. Or Ferris wheel, sorry. It's just a moving target at all times. And there's not really anything you can do to make this faster as far as I've been able to tell for 100%. Like, there's like 8 different strats that all take the same amount of time. And then we enter this maze, which has this door that you just have to react to it opening and quickly slip through.
I like that you get to see this section of Carnival Land over here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you don't get to see it in any percent at all.
Honestly, my biggest disappointment with this category is that you don't get to see a lot of Pyramid Land, which you don't get to see in any percent either.
That's true.
But aside from that, I love that you get to see the whole of every stage.
You do a lot of backwards stuff in Pyramid Land even, right?
Yep. I think it's the only stage with backtracking. And so yeah, you'll see a lot of these long distance slingshots that I think there's one in any percent where you have to do like 12 full tongues. Now this is the worst section of the game, and I didn't get scammed. So when you have to retract and jump up on a slanted piece of architecture like that, very often your jump will just get eaten and you'll just fall and die. If you're really fast at reacting, so like I know Rain can do it, and I assume Lively probably can as well, you can re-tongue the wall, but I'm not fast enough to react to that. Gotta get that carrot. Carrots are sometimes not even on the screen, so they'd be kind of hard to find casually. And here is a great example of why this is a much easier category to get into. This trapeze here is very hard for a beginner in any percent, but on 100% you just kind of cruise through it sort of as intended. And if you see me missing any coins, it's because there are fake coins. So if the coin has a $sign on it, it's an enemy.
I love how they use the $sign to denote evil.
Right. Never thought about that, actually.
Don't read too far into that one.
Then here's a thing coming up that's a fairly new discovery, is horizontal flick, where we grab a pole and we just kind of... Oh, I messed it up. Okay. It's pretty precise, but this allows us to exceed the maximum speed of the game. So by doing this, we're going like 50-something units of speed instead of the typical 18.
That's pretty cool. I've not seen that yet either.
It's pretty good stuff. It's actually been implemented in a few areas. Run found one in... Actually, I think Run might have done that one as well, but Run also found one in Skyland. Now, here's my favorite coin in the game, and if I miss it, the run is technically invalid.
You got it. I heard it collect.
Yep. you don't have a lot of time to grab that coin, because you're trying to make sure the animation for grabbing it happens after you've landed on the pad. Saves like 0.6 seconds.
I love this boss, by the way.
Oh, it's so good. And so this boss will attack at a random amount of time. So sometimes you can one-cycle him. And sometimes
Not
you
bad,
can't.
really.
Yeah, it was an okay burger fight. I'll take it. Iceland is coming up next. This one is even more slippery. The major difference between CT1 and CT2 is that CT2 has momentum and a parasol, and you can retract your tongue onto walls to move, and then you add ice on top of that and the stage gets really weird. So like when you're on snow, the snow ground that you see also that I just left has different mechanics as well, so you can't jump and preserve speed on the snow. Very nice. We got to speed up. Stairs on speed ups are very awkward. And now there's like nothing to do there because you're on snow, so there's no way to abuse the speed up. So we just do another slingshot. And here is where we're going to try to get the best speed up in the game. And we did not get it, because it's just running in a straight line for the whole duration of the speed up. It saves an obscene amount of time, because this is just a straight line. Most people don't go for this power-up, but I'm a gambler. Two of 8 are bad, and 1 is good, so I'll take those odds. And the rest are neutral. Really cool death warp here that doesn't look significant, but it makes grabbing this coin a lot easier. I was gonna try for the wall skip. Yeah. You can hop up the side of that wall if you're really careful, but it's very difficult. Oh. Oh. All right. Perspective is a
Perspective.
consistent issue in these games.
You got that though.
And this is why having a consistent thumbstick output on your controller is very important. Because unlike a lot of games that correct thumbstick output, they kind of round out numbers to make anything work. This game just uses raw stick output. So once your stick, if you're in the up notch and you have an X value of 1, then your Chameleon starts drifting. Whereas in Mario, you have to have an X value of I think 9 before he starts drifting, which is roughly 10% of the actual output value.
You think it's because of the tongue mechanic that it's so sensitive?
It might be that, but it may also just be that they didn't really know what they were doing at first. These games were like a college project, so it was like a new developer as far as I'm aware. So the code in this game is an absolute mess. Whew. That's a very tight timing to get on that chair. But yeah, pretty much every other game uses very loose controls, which is helpful. But yeah, also, the tonguing would be a lot worse if the values were rounded. These little penguins are kind of annoying. They track you when you jump. So you have to take a very
Solid
specific
Iceland.
path. Yeah, that was really good. Unfortunately, when I'm doing PB attempts, I have to compete with a 3 speed up Iceland. So I always lose time there. I'm always losing 20 plus seconds. Because it's 1 in 8 3 times.
This is one of the more RNG heavy kind of bosses where these snowmen fall are random.
Yep, and you can't really learn the fight because of that. All you can do is get better at it. Whereas every other fight, except for the final fight, you can kind of just put everything into muscle memory.
Even the final fight, you can kind of do that, depending.
Yep, yeah, you can.
I would argue,
aside
because
from
every
the
attack
RNG
is kind of the
flames,
same. Yeah.
It's a well done wheelers fight is insanely impressive. And so I'm hoping that I'm gonna get a speed up in this stage that's not the next one, but anything after, because there's a strat that I would really like to go for that you can only do with a speed up. And so when you get a slowdown, you really want to move along the walls with the tongue as much as you can. So I'm actually not going to collect this power up early for the reason that I need to use it as late as possible. But we didn't get a speed up, so it's all good. Excellent, okay.
Woohoo!
So we're going to attempt to do boat skip, which is a trick in both categories, but this one is significantly different. So you need that speed to clear this gap, and I did not. I jumped a little early. It saves a lot of time. But I already saved a ton of time. I'm still saving time even with that death. Or fall, I guess we can call it. I did game over, so... but yeah, if you get the full time save off of that, it's massive. And so yeah, this is Edo land, so there's a lot of kind of Japanese themes to this, I believe. I forget what these things are called, but they're like little cluster doll things.
I know what they're called, but I always butcher trying to say it.
Got the cool coin grab on that one where the tongue instantly retracts. Not really sure why that works, but it is neat.
Dharma. Oh yeah, that's what they call them in. Yeah, I was thinking of the Russian ones.
Oh, yep. Oh, this is awkward. Alright, I need to... this is not working. Alright. Slowdowns can be brutal. You don't usually practice slowdowns, which probably should. Ooh, we got a speed up. Alright. This is an awkward place to get a speed up because this puzzle's coming up, so I have less time to remember it.
The yee-haul jump was pretty nice there.
Alrighty. Yeah, it's really tough to do those puzzles at that speed. Don't collect that power-up. Haven't figured out how to make it work yet. Oh. And we're going to reset here. So what this does is it resets the cycle of these logs and the platforms on the wall here. So that they're timed out so that I can just use them. And now we're going to try to hit this platform on time so that we can collect the coin and then get this really tight death warp here. Gonna avoid the platforms on the ground and start climbing a wall. And skip this really annoying puzzle. This is one of the harder things for me. So I'm gonna try and get this. No, I don't think that's gonna work. We'll see. So we're gonna attempt to flick here. Okay, I think we're good. And this saves a cycle. So now we don't have to wait as long for this hammer to drop down.
Well done.
Good job.
Thank you, thank you. And the last coin in the stage is hidden. You would never know it's here. And once that door closes, you can't get back in. Oh, I have 2 health. Okay, so we have to 2-cycle the frog. Which is what I normally do anyway. It's like a few seconds slower, I think. So what we do here is, once we run out of flames to shoot, usually we'll death warp to reset the flames, or to reset the frog, and it saves us a little bit of time. But I can only do it once because I have 2 health. So we have to kill this frog in 2 cycles and not get hit, which is fairly easy. Just don't want to miss any of the shots. And...
Frog boss from Death's Door. He's back.
And just like that, we've got Great Ado Land cleared. Which is a pretty consistent run killer. It's a tough stage. And so now we enter Toyland. If you've played the ROM hack of Mario 64 called Star Road, you might recognize the music and some of the themes. They did a whole stage built off of this. And this is where a lot of speed up time save exists. Uh-oh.
That's a new one.
Yeah, I haven't had that before. So let's try to get back there as fast as we can. Height is a big thing in this game. And that's why you'll see we do different variations in tongue length while we're slingshotting. It's really just a distancing, pacing kind of measurement. Gonna try to get a speed up here. Usually doesn't go well. These hammers can actually hit you through the floor. As far as I know, I'm the only one that's had that happen, but it's happened to me twice. And
Like, hit you so hard you clipped through the floor?
yeah, it's like you're on a specific pixel or something, and you have to have a specific power-up, I think. Not 100% sure what causes it. Alright, this is not a good place for a slowdown. It makes these vaults a little harder. So here's a strat that I'm a fan of that a lot of people don't like, is waiting on the power-up to check and see if you get a speed up. Because sometimes the second one will just give you one. I think it saves enough time to be worth it.
Toyland does look like a McDonald's place.
Right. And then we got these cassette players, I think. Now we got our big old crocodile alligator guy here. So we just did some momentum preservation there off of the spring. So we have to come over here, collect a coin, and we have to actually keep the crane game spawned in, or else it'll take longer, because it's on a cycle as soon as it spawns into the screen. So where I was on those moving belts was very important, because if you despawn it, then it loses like 10 seconds.
Toy hunger.
Yep, toy hunger. Sometimes you get a speed up there that's really awesome. So I'm going to attempt to spawn in the next loading zone here. I think I got it. Okay. There's 2 spawns you can get off of that slingshot, and one of them's a bit further back. Not sure on the height there, so I'm going to jump. Sometimes you have to jump off of a wall to trigger the next loading zone. And here we're going to go for a fake strat that I don't believe works. It's just very difficult. And I got it. Neat. I think that's the only time I've ever got that in a run, where you do the momentum preservation. Oh. Alright.
I always had a hard time doing those as well when running this game. I don't know why, they just felt kind of awkward.
They're pretty rough, and that's probably the hardest one. Ooh, invisible is nice to have here if you don't mess it up. Okay. That works. That actually saves time. So I'm going to try to do the clock skip here, so I don't have to wait for this to get to noon. Nice. And now... very nice momentum preservation.
Meme rabbit.
Yep.
Classic.
Gotta do it. So now
Oh, you are doing an animation.
there is a chance that the game freezes after this boss. There is after every boss, but this is the one that's notorious for it. And the game just won't load the next screen. And I really hope it happens, because I love Robot Crash. Alright, so the robot has 3 different attacks it can start with. It can spin like this, it can shoot a cannon, or it can start sending out little robots. And this is the worst of the 3.
Naturally.
I think this loses quite a lot of time, so you don't want to see this in PB attempts. And depending on how much damage he has will determine how many cannonballs he shoots. And then he wipes out the rest of the enemies when he spins. And usually you can 2-cycle him. Which we should still be good for here. Nice. So a little slow, we got some bad RNG. Not much you can do about that. Alright, so it didn't get a boss freeze. We wouldn't have loaded the Chameleon if it did. Now we enter the final stage of the run, which is Pyramid Land. This is a very fast stage.
It really is. It was always interesting to me how much shorter this level is compared to other levels, even in any percent.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. So we're gonna hop to avoid the enemies that spawn out of the ground. Do a little death warp here. Then we're actually gonna fall back down and grab this coin. And death warp again. Gonna do a pretty specific movement here. So that we can spawn, and then we're gonna death warp again and do a fairly new piece of movement that's pretty tough. We're gonna try to grab this pole, but you can't grab it at ground height. Alright, otherwise you'll clip against the ground.
Oh, the wind.
The wind makes everything difficult in this game. And so we actually backtracked there. We went to an earlier section of the stage. I just need to make sure to collect this carrot. Took a little bit of extra time to try to get the speed up off the wall, but it didn't work. If you release your slingshot as soon as your tongue hits the wall, you get an absurd boost of speed. I gotta collect this carrot that or coin that I'm really bad at usually. That's the one I leave behind a lot. Or I used to. And then we just go through the rest of the pyramid. So any percent skips this whole pyramid section. Just does a crazy slingshot that cuts out like 30 or 40 seconds, I think. We're gonna avoid the Indiana Jones boulder.
I like how they just dropped 4 of the coins right there.
Yeah, it's a very dense area. Like, all the coins are in the pyramid. Nope, give me the coin. Alright. I'm gonna try to do a cool slingshot here. Nope, okay. If you're precise enough, you can collect the coin and slingshot at the same time. Saves a little bit. Gonna ride that little wheel.
Whee!
I love that movement. It's so good.
That was good.
It's one of my favorite things in the game, honestly, is that one little snippet of movement right there.
It's really excellent. And now we just gotta collect these ghosts and shoot them at these mimics.
Well done. Solid run.
Yeah, I'm happy with this. As long as the Sphinx plays friendly.
No, and it doesn't always.
Nope. So there's 3 different places it can land, and right now it's going to use red flames, and then it's going to use purple flames, and the purple flames can either track my movement or be randomized, and tracking is much easier. This is probably my worst pattern. I'm not good at right side. So now we gotta hope that we get tracking purples. And we did. Okay. And the good part about tracking purples is it allows us to control the path of the flames, which makes it much easier to collect a lot of them, and that is time.
Very
And
clean.
that's it.
Yeah. Solid boss fight, dude. That was
Yeah, no, that was great.
Thanks. Yep, I was very happy with that boss fight. Glad to see a mid 34, mid to high 34.
Yeah, it was like a 34, 47 ish.
Nice. Yeah, I think my PB is a 33.19, so I'll take that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really fun run. 100% is a lot more casual, I think, if you want it to be, and it just lets you explore most of the game, focus on movement while you're collecting the coins. So that's what was appealing to me when I started running it, and it's definitely worth trying if anyone's interested in the game. I think there's a great community in the Chameleon Twist Discord, so if you do want to try out one of these games, definitely drop in, and everyone will want to help you out.
Literally everyone.
absolutely.
I frequently joke that if you wanted to make affiliate immediately, you just stream Chameleon Twist. You'll have 10 people every single stream that just want to either see how you experience it or help you get better at the game.
For sure. Anything else you guys want to say?
I think that's all I got. I'm just glad I came in under estimate, so it's happy to be here. Thanks for having us. And thanks, Kefka,
Yes.
for commentating, and thanks for hosting, Kit.
Yeah, I just
Of
wanted to say
course.
thanks again for having me. Always a fun time doing any sort of Speed Docs event at all. So
Oh,
yeah, thanks again.
absolutely. Yeah, you guys always put on a great show, so it's fun to be here, and we're almost at $1,000, so someone drop $30 in there and get us there.
All right. Well, thank you both so much. GG. Great.